series called What If Civilization Started Over? I'm really excited for this series and I hope it becomes successful. So, Civilization is going to start in Europe for this episode, where a red country, first civilization popping up is this red civilization here, which has a couple hundred people, which has maybe 50 people, I'd say. Yeah, maybe 50 people. And they expand greatly, at least for this time. They're kind of small, but still, they're here. So, next civilization popping up is going to be this blue civilization down in southern France. It's over here, and they're also going to be exploration. They're both explorationists. So, yeah. They both rely on coastline still. So, after a little, maybe 10 years, both of them look like this. But over here, we see a third civilization popping up. So this is going to be like an orange Germanic civilization. And they're going to expand, as usual. Just add those on. And they're going to expand to about here. And then the red team over here gets ideas to rule the world. So they start expanding up north and exploring what's up here. Up here, eventually reclaiming all of this land. But then, the orange team starts going towards the red team. And eventually they meet up in the middle, I'd say. Yeah, they meet up in the middle, and they both start fighting. They start fighting so much. They start fighting so much that some people just can't handle it, and they break away and make their own country, forming the green team. They both back off, and now we have another country down here, or at least in this world. Next, a yellow country is going to pop up next, a yellow country is going to pop up in southern France, I'd say. By the way, if you're confused with me not coloring around the coasts, I'm just doing that because there's no alternative. Like if I color this, it just doesn't work. I'm on MS Paint, so that doesn't exist. So the yellow country looks something like this. Next, the blue country is going to expand a bit. It's going this direction, going in both directions. The Alps are kind of blocking them from going up north. So that's why they're expanding both directions. The yellow team is going to not go north because they think they've gone up north a little bit and they can't really go too much farther, but they're gonna try to go forward this direction around these mountains, trying to go more south. And what they eventually do is meet up with the Mediterranean Sea, and they expand this area thing a little. Next, the blue team. Yeah, the blue team finds them. And the blue team's like, who are you? And the yellow team's like, well, people, I guess. Yeah, they're going to be relatively peaceful. They're not going to break away. They're not going to fight each other. So they just stay peaceful. And the blue team's just going to go back to their expansions. Over in Italy, where they go pretty crazy. Try to go crazy. And for the time span of this series, I just say if you should just make it up. You should be taking a couple hundred years maybe. I just want to get some civilizations to expand a little. But once they get to here, they have a little bit of a problem. just don't mind. They have a rebellion. Rebelling in the Italian peninsula, and yeah, that's the blue team doesn't really want to fight, so no country in this world has militaries yet, and the purple country, there might be mountains here, but let's just ignore these mountains if there is any here. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they expand to about here. Next, they start to expand a little bit up here. They're going mainly throughout the coastlines. Because coastlines valuable in every way possible. In a lot of ways. Next, the red team, feeling up here, feeling like they lost a lot of land, is not going to go more up north, but indeed going to go more south. So they're going to keep going across the French coast. I know it doesn't look like I'm just don't deal with it. It's the best thing I can do. And they eventually reach this edge, this thing down here, and conquer the entire island of Brittany. And they continue going and stumble upon the yellow team. And they realize that, hey, they exist. These guys exist, so, and the red team does not like these people. So they're gonna declare war. And the first war begins. The red team troops start pushing down. The red team is going, doing pretty good. They're mostly, these are mostly peasants being forced to fight. When the yellow team reaches down here, the blue team joins this war to help the yellow team. Pretty much an ally, but they don't have an official alliance yet. And tell me if they should add an alliance. And the yellow team pushes the red team back and starts going into Brittany a little. Then a new country is then a new country is going to form in Brittany, this dark blue country, and they're just gonna rebel away. Yeah. The red team doesn't really want to do much about it, but they still will. They're gonna continue expanding down south with their knowledge of geography. They meet up with the yellow team and again start fighting through here. And this is what, but yeah. So, yeah. Then, so then they eventually figure out a peace treaty, and I'm gonna drop that peace treaty. And this is what the peace treaty looks like. And the yellow team is not happy with this, and they're both going to agree with the blue team that they should try to stop the red team from expansion. So, the yellow team is going to start pushing up around the red team borders to try and block the red team from expanding. And, you can't stop the red team from expanding. So, they're just gonna go around that. And to try to get as much territory as possible. And they actually cut off the yellow team, surprisingly, from expanding. But then the blue team is going to expand a little and try to block that. Mainly going around the Alps. And the red team is going to go over here and find the Alps and not try to surround these guys, since nobody is going around them. Back up to here, the green team, being new, is going to try and expand a little. And if they successfully expand here, and maybe trying to stop the Germans from and the red team from expanding, but they can't do that. Let's see. Then the Germans are going to go ultra expansionist and going to expand very far this direction. And for reference, this is the furthest any country on this map has gone. So when you're kind of in an issue over here, and let's just yeah, this is gonna be an issue. So does it does become an issue as this region breaks away into its own country and expands a little. So that is actually going to do it for today's episode of What If Civilization Started Over. I hope you enjoyed the episode and subscribe for part 2. Bye.